Live in high definition from the CBS 4 studios. This is CBS 4 at 5:30.
I literally got him and pulled him out of the dressing room, and I just started yelling like a crazy girl, like, help me, help me. He was seeing me, he was recording me. I was naked.
Mayhem at Cielo Vista Mall. An El Paso woman's nightmare of a story about a man recording her while she was inside of a Victoria's Secret dressing room. But first tonight, police say road rage is to blame for a deadly crash on one of the busiest streets in the borderland. Hello, everyone. I'm Shelton Dodson.
And I'm Patricia Maesa. CBS 4 spoke with a man who says he was there and witnessed the moments leading up to that crash. Kaylee Heck is live in the studio to show us how everything happened.
In the minutes before an accident that shut down Trans Mountain this morning, a witness tells me drivers were tailgating, slamming on their brakes, and overall driving recklessly. This morning's crash killed one person.
There was a car that was going really slow.
Javier Baez described it almost as a game of cat and mouse, with one driver tailgating closely,
I'd say between 1.5 to 2 feet.
and the other slamming on their brakes multiple times through Trans Mountain.
They're going fast down the mountain. And then all of a sudden I see the red lights again of the brake lights. I don't think they would have had enough time to hit the brakes to stop.
It's that following time that SVM Defensive Driving School says is so important.
We do not know how others are going to react or what they're doing in the vehicle, but if you allow yourself enough time, enough distance, you're going to give yourself time for the unexpected.
Sandra Marquez says drivers need to stay calm behind the wheel, regardless of what others on the road do.
Try to ignore, the aggressive driver, pull away from him, try to get rid of him. And
That's not what happened this morning. Baez says the two cars just stopped in the left lane. The drivers got out of their cars and were arguing.
They were dead stopped in the road when I got to them. Whoever had the fault in this is going to have to live with it for the rest of their lives.
Then El Paso police say a third car crashed into the stopped vehicles, killing a passenger.
it is unfortunate that people have to lose their life over, over road rage. It's really unjustifiable.
El Paso police identified the passenger who died as 41-year-old Jose Salas. The driver who crashed into the stopped cars was also taken to the hospital, but is expected to be okay. Reporting live in the studio, Kaylee Heck, CBS 4 at 5:30.
All right, thank you, Kaylee. A Socorro family says enough is enough after multiple vehicles have crashed into their home over the past few years. They blame dangerous road conditions. The homeowners think the lack of light on the road is the reason why cars keep crashing into their wall. The latest crash happened on Christmas Eve. And the family tells us that a drunk driver was trying to pass the car in front, but instead swerved off the road and into the wall. The driver and the homeowners were okay, but the family says it's yet another close call.
After all of this, I think the city has to do is have lights here, because this street at night is really, really dark. And maybe that's what people need, to see better, whatever.
Horizon City officials say it would have to work with TxDOT to fix the lighting issue because it is a state road. Now they are meeting with TxDOT later this month.
Tonight, a shaken woman is sharing her story of being recorded on video while she was naked inside of a Victoria's Secret dressing room. It happened yesterday morning at Cielo Vista Mall. That's the woman, Erica Gonzalez, says that she heard someone outside of the door there. Moments later, she says she saw a foot with a phone strapped to it poking out from under the door.
I'm so glad that I did that I was able to walk out of that room and literally grab him, where I was just so angry, so disappointed. I feel like so violated. I mean, to be honest with you, now for me to go into a dressing room is going to be kind of scary.
We contacted the El Paso Police Department. They tell us they have opened an investigation in this case, but so far they have not made any arrests.
And we know the car the deputies are looking for, the vehicle that was involved in a deadly hit-and-run crash on New Year's Day. Investigators say the car is a 2013 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra, like the one you see there, and is maroon in color. The driver did take off that night. The sheriff's office says the car should also have front end damage and a broken windshield. 37-year-old Eduardo Vasquez was hit around 9:30 Monday morning. It happened on I-10 West near Vinton. Investigators say Vasquez died at the scene, and anyone with information is asked to call the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. And some El Paso Electric customers could have had some of their information compromised. The utility says customers that have used the TIO Networks USA system or mobile pay could be affected. El Paso Electric says TIO Networks informed them that more than 16,000 El Paso Electric customers could be affected. They were informed on December 23rd. Now, some of the compromised information includes customer names, account numbers, bank accounts, and routing numbers.
One of El Paso's most wanted is now behind bars, and it's all thanks to a tip called into Crime Stoppers. El Paso County Sheriff's deputies picked up 22-year-old Jessica Deo Tuesday. She was found near Arizona and Octavia in central El Paso. Deo had 4 outstanding warrants for burglary and for stealing a gun.
Las Cruces police are trying to track down 3 people they say used a stolen debit card at the Target on Loman. Investigators say these 2 women and this man used the debit card at a Target store in late November and early December. Now you're looking at surveillance footage. Police believe they left the store in a white Ford Edge SUV. And if you have any information, you're asked to call Las Cruces Crime Stoppers. Police are offering up to a $1,000 reward.
Sunland Park Racetrack is now back up and running. That's after a horse was removed from the grounds and placed into isolation last week due to a fever. Vets say the animal has now tested negative for the equine herpes virus. Still, as a precaution, the barn where that horse had been was emptied out to be cleaned. Training will now continue as normal.
New Mexico state officials are hoping to stop the spread of chickenpox. Now that's after the disease surfaced at the Otero County Prison facility in Chaparral. 2 inmates have been officially diagnosed with the virus. Officials say roughly 135 inmates were exposed to the illness, and they're now working to determine who is immune, and others will be quarantined. Prison staff are also being screened.
Well, tonight's Powerball jackpot is growing by the second. It's now expected to be at least $460 million. That would make it the 10th largest jackpot in U.S. history. The drawing takes place tonight. If no one hits it, it will roll over to Saturday. Remember, the odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 292 million. Meanwhile, the Mega Millions lottery, that's also well over 400 million. No one won that lottery last night, so that makes for another enormous chance when the Mega Million numbers are drawn on Friday. We're going to have about $1 billion worth of lottery this weekend.
I know, that is crazy. We should get some tickets.
I'm spending my Christmas money during my break, that's for
sure.
Next, getting out of a fine mess, what the El Paso library system is doing to let you pay off your late fees without using money to do it.
And it's back to the future for that guy, where you'll see former UTEP coach Sean Kugler next season.
And planning ahead, the change that could make it easier to pay tuition at New Mexico State University.
Yeah, and those cold temperatures continue for the borderland. Keep out those heavy jackets, 49 degrees right now, and also have your umbrella handy when rain's moving in your forecast. That's all coming up on CBS 4 at 5:30 on your side.
The Department of Defense has now identified the soldier killed New Year's Day in Afghanistan. Sergeant First Class Mikhail Golan was assigned to the 10th Special Forces Group out of Fort Carson, Colorado. Golan died following a small arms firefight. 4 other soldiers were also injured that day, but all 4 will survive. Golan immigrated from Latvia in 2004. He would join the United States Army the following year.
And there could be changes to the New Mexico State Scholarship and the amount that is distributed to students. NMSU Chancellor Gary Carruthers is asking the state to separate the lottery scholarship from tuition cost. Now, currently, the lottery scholarship is given to students as a percentage of the cost of their tuition, and he proposes this should be given to students as a specific amount instead.
Our students are telling us here at New Mexico State, just give us some certainty. Tell us a number so that we can plan ahead.
A flat rate would help students more because it gives them a basis of what they need to have for their tuition so they could apply for more scholarships.
The New Mexico legislature will decide the future of the scholarship during the next session, which is happening this January.
If you are someone you know has a bunch of late charges at the library, you can now square up and provide some square meals at the same time. The El Paso Public Libraries have started a Food for Fines program. They will be collecting canned goods in support of the annual MLK Canned Food Drive. Here's how it works. If you have a fine, just take some canned goods in when you go to pay it off. Each can will equal $1 reduction on your late fees. You'll be able to get up to $5 off each day that you go in to donate. That's assuming that all the books and materials you are returning are in good condition.
And El Paso's rescue mission is sending out a call to all those facing the brunt of this year's winter weather. The center, located at 221 North Lee Street, is offering the city's homeless population a warm place to sleep, along with winter items like blankets, hats, scarves, and gloves to help them brave the elements. Now, from 8 a.m. to noon, Monday through Friday, the homeless can access laundry and shower services along with a cup of warm coffee. You can also call the emergency hotline at 832-4400 for help.
Next, frosty phenomenon. The transformation in one neighborhood following a water main break and a huge blast of winter.
And the jacket weather continues for the borderland, but there is good news if you're tired of it. With milder temps, we'll move into your forecast. That's all next on CBS 4 at 5:30 on your side.
You know, here in the borderland, we are lucky because a winter blast this week has put a freeze across so much of this country, but it's also made for some spectacular scenery. Take a look. A water main break in Oklahoma left one street with ice-covered trees. That's because water shot out about, there you go, 40 feet into the air before it was finally shut off. Remember, it's not like a faucet. You can't shut them off just immediately. Much of that water landed on neighboring trees and then froze to the branches. Awful, but beautiful. Patty.
It is beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, Shelton, check out this beautiful sunrise sent to us by Juan Moreno this morning out of Las Cruces. Absolutely beautiful, just west of the Organ Mountains, as Shelton informed me. Absolutely stunning. Thank you for sharing that with us, Juan. And please share your weather photos or sunrise or sunset photos with me. I'll also share them here on our new newscast. You can text them to CBS4 to 95577. You can tweet them to me, put them on our Facebook page, my Facebook page, wherever we find them. We'll share them here on our newscast. Happy to do so. So 24-hour temperature change, a bit colder. Keep those heavy jackets out. It's going to be a cold evening for us. 5 degrees colder in Las Cruces, 2 degrees in El Paso. The high for today, right where we should be, in the mid-50s. Overnight lows still at freezing, 24 degrees. Satellite radar opening things up. We have a little bit of precipitation moving our way, coming in out of the Pacific. Chance for rain for tomorrow. I want to show you futurecast because there is a chance, about a 20% chance for showers tomorrow. Eventually that moisture will push out of the way. High pressure is going to move back into our forecast, and good news for us, we're looking at 60s again, even the possibilities of 70-degree weather in January. We're back to sunshine, clear conditions, beautiful weather. You can golf, you can play tennis, whatever you like to do outside. Temperatures are about to rise in the next couple of days, so I'm certainly pleased with that. Your overnight lows are going to stay nice and frigid, 32 degrees. The low mostly cloudy, winds out of the east, a bit breezy there in Las Cruces at 32, also cloudy, freezing cold. Please give your pet somewhere warm to sleep. And then your next 48 hours, 20% chance for rain showers tomorrow with some breezy conditions. And then we're on that warming trend in the 60s, and temperatures will continue to rise. Lou.
El Paso has a new soccer club, how you can try out for the team. And Sean Kugler will be coaching again next year. We'll show you where next on CBS 4 Sports.
Thoughts on that?
I think it's awesome. You know, I know he gave the head coaching thing a try. Head coaching is, that's not for everybody sometimes. But he's obviously proven he can coach positions.
He's well respected up there, so not really surprising that he got picked up this quick.
No, and the Broncos want, stern, authoritative figures. That they got one.
Yeah, they got a good one.
We'll see what happens. Kicking off the new year, literally, we'll tell you where these people are throwing it down. What? And the reason why it's encouraged. That's all next on CBS 4 at 5:30 on your side. Another cold day tomorrow with a chance for rain. We're looking at a 20% chance for showers with some breezy conditions. Overnight lows are going to stay frigid. But then we're on that warming trend. High pressure moving back in, and we're in the 60s, high 60s. Looking for next week, even possibly 70s. We could reach it over the weekend as well. Sunshine, warm temperatures for January. Merry Christmas, everyone. I brought you nice weather to start off the new year. All right, your car will soon know your next move. Nissan engineers are researching technology that uses brainwave sensors to detect your intentions. Now, all in a fraction of a second, the new brain-to-vehicle technology could shorten reaction times, which means sensors could detect your intention to slam on the brakes and apply them immediately. And Nissan says it hopes to have some version of the technology ready for real-world use in 5 to 10 years.
Fine, tonight, a lot of Americans probably woke up, shall we say, hurting on New Year's Day. The same can be said for a whole lot of people in Peru, but not necessarily for the same reason. Take a look. This is the annual Takanaku Festival. It kicks off, really, each New Year's Day as a way to settle some old scores. Women will fight women, men will fight men, and they battle it out over everything, from legal disputes to affairs of the heart. A group of judges, the guys in the white hats, and the referees will determine the winners. Lou, I've been meaning to tell you.
Yeah.
Been a little upset with a couple things you've been saying lately. I think Patty will ref it, and we should do some, what is this called? Takanaku between the breaks.
What is the big deal here? We do that in our newsroom once a week.
It's like airing of the grievances. All right, see you here at 10.
Festivus.
Festivus.